Hello MennoNerds, it's Will again, and I have the answer to the question everyone is asking. Why do so many conservative Christians support Donald Trump? The answer is because he is a man of virtue. Full disclosure, I am a Canadian, and so this is not my election. And also, I'm the kind of Mennonite who believes that for Christians, politics should be a spectator sport, not hand-to-hand combat. But I still do follow the election in the way that I follow a lot of other news stories. A little while ago, there was an interview where Trump was asked to say what his favorite Bible verses were. And he said a number of times he didn't really want to get into it. He didn't think it was a big deal. Which I think means one of two things, both of which are pretty remarkable. It might mean that if we take him at face value, that he is a politician who advocates the separation of church and state. That it doesn't really matter to us as a populace what a politician's religious perspective is. And this is not a voice we've heard from a lot of political candidates, especially from the Republican Party, and so this would be a refreshing voice. Or it means that he has no favorite Bible verses, that he pursues no religion of any kind, and so he's an atheist. And a number of people have said we would never, that Americans would never elect an atheist president, and so perhaps that's more possible than we like to think. But I don't think either of those are the virtues that his followers would give as the reason that they support him. If you want to know what someone's principal virtues are in terms of what they're looking for in a politician, just listen to what they say sort of near the end of the debate, maybe after it's sort of clear that they're losing. They will say, well, at least he, and then they'll throw out what is important to them. So here are Trump's virtues. At least he gets things done. At least he speaks his mind. At least he does what he says he's going to do. Now, in these statements, we can hear very easily what liberals would say in response and the underlying reasons that conservatives will use to support him. But what if we use these as evaluations of leaders in the church? I think it would sound off base. If we say about a leader in the church that at least they get things done, that would be inadequate if the things that are getting done aren't worth doing and if they aren't motivated by the right causes. And if someone speaks their mind, that isn't always a good thing in the church. Right? When we speak our minds in the church, it has to be approved by the body. Right? It has to bear some semblance to something that God would want us to be hearing. And if that's absent, then we've failed. At least they do what they say they're going to do. Accomplishing something is, again, only a virtue if the thing that was done needed to be done. If you stop yourself from doing what you said you were going to do, that can be a virtue if it was the wrong thing to do. So with Trump and all other politicians, I don't think we're going to get very far by asking why don't they support this cause or that cause. What we need to be asking ourselves is why do we put value on these societal virtues and neglect the virtues that we know so well of love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, and self-control.